loot card. These are called loot cards. You have to also make sure that they are like not scratched off. That's wait, no. Is that really? No, I don't I don't I don't believe the numbers I'm looking at. So hello everyone, this is Ross from Retro Dream Beam. I'm an eBay seller full time. I've been doing this with my fiance Netta for more than 3 years now. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. So I'm about to go into what possibly might be a mistake. I'm really nervous about this. I went to an auction. I had a budget. I went a little bit over budget, but when I saw this particular collection, I was like, I think I can actually flip this pretty well, but I'm going to count up everything with you guys and then see how well I did. I spent $450 on this collection. Like I said, I'm really nervous. I kind of went off of gut. I kind of do that with these collections at auctions. Sometimes I can sit there and get a bunch of little small stuff and it all adds up to being good profit. Or I go ahead and get like, I realize if you can get like a big collection, sometimes it's worth a lot. There's not too many people that want to purchase a unique collection like this and then actually have it for themselves. So I'm going to go ahead and jump right into it. This right here is going to be the World of Warcraft trading card game. So this is what I saw at the top of the auction. This was an auction where you are allowed to look at stuff. I went ahead and took a glance at stuff. I don't want to look at these collections too much at auctions to draw attention to them. I'm usually like, ooh, I know this is good stuff. It did have a list by the person doing the auction of like what was included, but we're going to go ahead. There is some sealed stuff in here. The sealed stuff drew my eye. Also looks like there was some cool like promos and stuff in here. So the first thing we're gonna go ahead and take a look at Onyxia's Lair right here. So the World of Warcraft trading card game is going to be a game. It's very similar to kind of Hearthstone. This was a thing that came out back in the day. It was by Upper Deck, and I also think Cryptozoic. Was it Cryptozoic? No, it was just Upper Deck that did this game right here. It would be a dueling game where you would be picking a hero and then you would pick a class and then like a race, and then you would get a bunch of spells. So if you're playing mage, you can get a bunch of mage spells. You're trying to knock the other hero's life points down to 0. They also had these cool co-op raid decks. They also had some dungeon decks. So I'm aware that this one's worth a little bit. This right here, there's a lot of these at some point when the game was dying, where a lot of stores were selling them for like 50% off and stuff like that. But now we're in the future, so they're worth a little bit more. I have an idea what this one I think is worth, but this is super cool because there's also collectible little treasure pack at the end, just like in the World of Warcraft video game. There's like a unique pack at the end that the person who buys this can hand out like special cards, and those will have different rarities. So basically every one of these decks is going to have completely different loot pack. So let's go ahead and look this up. It's going to be the WoW TCG Onyxia's, if I can spell correctly, Onyxia's Lair right here, raid deck. Let's go ahead and see what we got right here, and then we're going to mark it down. So it looks like we're just going to go to solds filter, go down to solds. Maybe we'll just take like the first one or maybe like the first two right here. Sealed, there's someone for, I do plus shipping, so I'm going to look at the ones with plus shipping. $30 plus shipping. There's someone that got 40 free shipping. There's open ones that are just the box, I think, for $5. Someone got 28 plus a lot of shipping because it was international. There was one that was, let's see, a lot of these are pre-owned. So like new is kind of, there's not too many new up there. There is one person that sold it for 20, but there was a couple for 30. That was kind of like that idea in my head. So we're going to go ahead and mark down Onyxia's Lair for 30. I knew that this would be one of the weaker ones. It's crazy though. I think like a few years ago, I saw a bunch of these for like $2 or $3 and I passed up on them except for one I bought for myself to open up, but I knew I should have grabbed them, but that was, I don't know. I just wasn't thinking about it. All right, so raid deck right there. And then we're going to put $30. All right, next item. All right, next up is going to be something that's harder to price out because it's going to be a booster box, Blood of Gladiators, but it looks like the person opened it up. It kind of almost looks like sadly, they opened it up and just put it back in and never used it. This would have been a lot better sealed. So there's going to be a bunch of single cards in here. I haven't gone through this yet. This is the first time I'm going through this whole collection with you guys. So this is like my live reaction. I'm probably going to be listing these as like the rares and epics and legendaries solo, like separately as singles, and then a bunch of the other stuff I'm going to group up by it's going to be by the class type up in the top right corner. But I'm going to go ahead and show you guys. But yeah, it's going to be really hard to price this out. I can't do it right now because looking up all the singles, this will probably take me the longest, even though it'll probably get the least amount of money. But I'd be hard pressed if I can't at least get $30 for all of this stuff from all of the lots, the singles and stuff. So this is a very loose estimation. I can even put a question mark on it because who knows what I'll get for it. But Blood of Gladiators, I'll call it like bulk, even though there's rares and epics in there. I'll show you guys in just a second for $30 right there. Gladiators for bulk right there. Or I guess I should have put singles. And then I'm going to put $30 right there. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys like the different rarities of this game. All right, so there's Blood of Gladiators. So there's going to be a bunch of cards. So we're going to go through a couple of things real quick. So in the bottom left corner, it's going to let you know what number. So there's 208 cards in the set. This like white-black color is going to be common. There is going to eventually be an uncommon, or there should be uncommons. So uncommons are going to be green. Let me see if I can even find one. All right there. So like this card, the set symbol is green. Therefore, this is an uncommon. For a lot of card games, it is worth looking up uncommons for single prices. Because this is a dead card game, it's probably unlikely. There probably are a couple of uncommons in the whole game that are worth a little bit more because people still use them. But I'm probably going to put them with bulk. And now I'm looking for rares are going to be blue. And then epics are purple. So it's weird. This particular, I have like a red-green color blindness. But like the blue and purples are really hard for me to tell. I think that's either a blue or purple. Blue will be rare, which I will be looking up. And then the epic, blue will be, rare, which I'll look up. And then epics will be purple and I'll look up. And then legendaries, I probably don't have a legendary. I forgot how rare a legendary is. Orange, just like the video game. So we're going to go ahead and show you guys just like, so it looks like someone just opened up a bunch of packs. They probably separated all the rares and legendaries in like a specific spot. There you go. There's another one right there. This is going to be a quest. Last thing I want to mention is I believe you have to be Alliance or Horde right there in the top left. So I will make lots of Alliance or Horde so someone can grab a lot and then start working on making a deck. And then you have to pick a class. This is going to be a Priest class right there. That's going to be the Druid class. So that's how I will be making my different lots for this game. That is going to be a Hunter. I played this game a long time ago. It's super cool. This is a loot card. Oh, that's crazy. So this is actually super cool. I wasn't expecting this to be in here. I literally did not go through this. So right here, this is the orange, so it's legendary. There's a scratch off code here, and you'll actually get this Sandbox Tiger in the World of Warcraft game. So this is definitely like a potential. Not all of them. Oh, this is also foil right there. Not all of them are worth a lot, but like some of these can be worth a good amount of money. I'm not sure which ones are worth the most. Oh, this is super cool. I didn't realize that. I wasn't actually expecting some of those to be there. So this person truly did just open it up and then threw it back in the box. I would prefer this thing to have been sealed, but yeah, that's super cool. It's like two of the same one, unfortunately. But the fact that they're unscratched is a big deal. It might be only like $5-10, but like I said, all this is like, it adds up, in the collection. It's better than not having them. So I will look that up. I'll actually look this one up. Let's go ahead and grab this. Be careful. You always want to be careful with cards. I'm very delicate. You don't want to be like grabbing, having like a claw hand and then like grabbing it like a crab. I call that claw grabbing stuff. It always makes me cringe when people do that with stuff. You got to be careful with things. All right, it's gonna be WoW TCG Sandbox Tiger. Uh-oh, battery's low. Of course. Loot card. That's what these are called, loot cards. I'm sure it would have come up if I did it differently. So it looks like, nothing too crazy. So someone has it listed for 3, 5, 9. So like, this one isn't like super crazy. Let's go to the actual solds. But some of these can be. It really depends on what actual item the people can get in the game. So like $3. Someone sold one for 9, for 5. So like just those two cards alone, I can get like what, $4 to $8. So like my estimate of $30 for all of the bulk is not too far off. Plus there can be other stuff. I'm not going to go through all of that. So that right there is Blood of the Gladiators bulk. All right, let's go on to the next one. So the next one right here, I don't remember this, Caverns of Time. So I think this might, this is a raid deck. I wasn't even aware that this one was around. So I do try to collect all the dungeon decks myself. I think there's like 4 or 5 of them, and I have like 4, I believe. I forgot which little, I didn't get any dungeon decks in this collection because those are like super rare. But Caverns of Time raid deck. I've seen the Molten Core one, and I've seen the Nyxia one a lot. So let's go ahead and look up Caverns of Time raid deck. This is, like I said, there's going to be a collectible loot pack in there if they did it the same as the other raid decks. Plus it's co-op. This is like super cool to play with your buddies. After playing a bunch of competition with them, you can go ahead and then play a co-op one and have a lot of fun. So WoW TCG Caverns of Time raid deck right here. Let's see. I have no idea what this one is. All right, so let's see. Oh, that's a good one. All right, hold on. So just from a generic search, I like to see what people see off the rip right here when you first look up something, because the eBay will have like an AI or algorithm for every person to see what it's trying to sell stuff to people, whether they have promotions or not. That's eBay's goal, is to get the money from the fees and to get people to keep going on their app, to have fun, enjoy it. So I see one for $379 free shipping. So that's a lot. I was not expecting the raid deck. 265. I've never seen this one before, so it makes sense that this is a more rare one. And probably why I haven't seen this one before is because as card games become older and older, they sometimes make less and less of the stuff if they don't have as big of a player base, because the corporate people will have the numbers of how much stuff they want to print. I know that's different for stuff like Magic the Gathering and Pokemon, but this game is from like, I think like 15, 20 years ago. So there was a whole different way that they ran things, or business people and card companies thought about. So I know it's way different now. I know there's like Magic and Pokemon, people talk about like print to oblivion and stuff like that. This was actually like kind of like board games, where base game had the most of the printing, and later on expansions would have less. That is still kind of how board games go. So let's go ahead and look at some solds. So there was the like 290 or 279. So one sold for 369 free shipping. So that's about, it's gonna be like $10 to ship. So that's gonna be 360. So one of them sold for open sold for 250. So new was 360. This is way better than I thought. That's the only thing that I have to go off of. Well, it's 370, but they did free shipping. So I'm going to put this down for 360. I'm actually shocked on that one. But if this was like $60 or less, I was probably going to keep it for my collection. But I have to make up the money. Like my budget for the auction was 300 and I spent 450. So I have to like make sure to get that back. All right. So Caverns of Time right here is going to be raid deck. What did I say? 360. All right. 360 right there. That's super cool. I've never seen this one. Yeah, I've never actually did this raid. I was out of World of Warcraft by that time, so I ended up stopping. Like Wrath of the Lich King was like the last one I played. All right, let me go ahead and show this one real close. All right, here's the Caverns of Time raid deck. It usually has this like bookcase type of style where it like comes out, and then there's gonna be a bunch of cards, and then like the loot pack. Sorry, it's a little blurry right there. So yeah, this just talks about how you have all like the enemies to fight. There's the 9-card treasure pack. Sorry, I was calling it a loot pack, but treasure pack is kind of the important thing, as well as this one is a more rare one. All right, next up is going to be another one I've never seen before. I was unaware of these raid decks right here. Battle of the Aspects raid deck. This one, unfortunately, looks like it's open, so I have no idea what's inside. But like I said, it says there's a treasure pack, so I'm going to go ahead and look for. I'm going to inspect to see what I have, and then I'll look it up. This is, once it's open, a lot of the value goes away. So they have these nice containers right here. So I will also keep the back in front of me because it tells me everything. There's supposed to be a 60-card raid deck, 2 raid heroes, 5 more raid mode cards, 5 dragon multiplayer cards, 9-card treasure packs. So this looks like it's going to be all of the little raid heroes and stuff like that. So it looks like that thing is still sealed technically. And then we got this right here, some kind of cards. I don't think this is the loot pack, but yeah, a lot of these old cards, they get curved when they're like foil and stuff. That's just how they come. You have to take pictures of it. But yeah, this is probably some more of those cards. I'm looking for the 60-card raid deck right here. Maybe that's the loot pack. Let me see right here. This says, oh yeah, this is the treasure pack. Okay, cool. This is very important. So the treasure pack, I've seen some of the treasure packs and some of the other ones, and I think they had like a film for it. The Naxxramas one, I think. So like I said, I haven't seen this one. It's been a long time since I've like essentially played this card game, like over 10, 15 years or something. So treasure pack being there is important. And then this deck right here kind of has like a weird insert. This is going to be like how the enemy works and everything about it. So it honestly looks like this is like new but open. So it just doesn't have the seal. I'm going to probably look at like an unboxing from someone if they have one to make sure that I actually have everything, because I don't want to open up these packs, these sealed clear packs, to check the little contents right here. But I'm going to do my due diligence as best as I can. I'm going to explain as best as I can that, like, you know, this is the treasure pack. The other thing has other stuff. And this has, like, check these out. These are cool oversized cards. This is going to be Deathwing. It's super cool. This is stage 3. Seriously, it's a lot of fun. All right. And then there's like the little rule book about how this works. So this does look complete right now. So I'm going to go ahead. It's going to be like new open box. So I'm going to kind of look at new and then kind of look at open, but the treasure pack's the important part. So let's go ahead. WoW TCG. We got WoW TCG. Battle of the Aspects. Raid deck. Raid deck right here. We're going to see what it's going to show me off the bat. Oh, so there's just the raid deck, that big packet of cards for 175. There's a sealed one for 275 from Italy. I don't see any others, so just those two. So like 275 is like right now, if you want to get it, let's go ahead and see solds. So we have solds right here, 175 sealed plus shipping. We have 250 sealed. We have 165 pre-owned. I would have to click on it to see if it has the treasure pack or not. If it does not, that obviously you can imagine like there's more value to it. So it looks like about there's a 175 and a 250. I'm gonna meet in the middle-ish and say about 200 for this because it's not like completely sealed, but it still has everything. The stuff inside is still sealed. So Battle of the Aspects, I'm super shocked on that one too. I haven't seen those ones. Like I said, there's a lot of the WoW TCG stuff. So that was kind of like my bid high. I was like, I haven't seen a lot of the stuff. Some of the stuff sealed. I know some of the stuff can be super good. Aspects, raid deck. We're going to go 200 right there. So 200. All right, on to the next thing. Actually, let me show you guys this up close real quick. All right, so let's go ahead and open this up just to show you guys. Sorry, I put it upside down. There's the rule book right there. There's the big card. Sorry, it's not focusing. There we go. Much better. Got that. And then this is the treasure pack. So there's different, like I said, you can get different stuff. It says there is 75 cards potential, and this one has like 9. So it has 9, and then this is going to have all the playable stuff for the game. So that's what it looks like up close. All right, let's see what I'm going to grab next. This is going to be another booster box sealed. I'm going to be really careful with it. This is War of the Eternals World Breaker right there. So same thing, full-fledged booster box. Has the Cryptozoic little seal right here, so you know it's official. It's not, there's no like dirt or rips or anything on the back of it. But we're going to go ahead and look up the War of the Eternals World Breaker booster box. I have no idea if this is as crazy as the other one or not, but we're about to find out. So I'm typing in WoW TCG War of the Eternals. Was it World Breaker? What a name, World Breaker. So it's like a mouthful. War of the Eternals World Breaker booster box right here. Let's go ahead and see what comes up. So we have, is that a Japanese one? So yeah, the Japanese one's not going to be too helpful. I don't see any. I see a pack for $25. I see a pack. Oh, there's a box. This is active for $320 free shipping. Right there, we have another box for $350 free shipping. Lots of packs people are trying to sell. All right, so let's go to solds. So the solds right here. See if we have any solds. There's like, that's not a booster box. That's a different one. These are all different sets. It doesn't look like there's Drums of War is what keeps coming up. But this is not Drums of War. I'm just trying to find one that's, is that the Dragons World Breaker? No, that's a different set. Twilight of the Dragons. Sorry for that. I can't see a sold one here. So this is kind of like, I kind of like that. I'm not like a crazy person that goes off of solds. For maybe something more like a TCG game that's going to be like more accurate than if I have like board game bits and pieces where I kind of have to like imagine what someone's going to pay for. So let's go back to the actives. This means I can put it for like a high price and then like take offers and kind of figure it out from there. But let's go back to the actives. There was a $319 free shipping. It's probably $10 to ship or something, maybe a little bit more. So that's like essentially $310, $300-ish. And then someone had $350 free shipping. It's actually the same person, so I'm not too sure. Maybe one has like a seal, a rip in the seal. So I'll look at that later when I'm actually listing this. So I'm going to put around, I could play like super safe or not. I could put like 250 or 300. I'm gonna put 300. That's probably gonna be my starting price point, and then I'll probably take some kind of offer below that. So let's go War of the Eternals booster box. Sorry, World Breakers. World Breakers. Booster box. I'm running out of space. Booster box is going to be, what did I say? 300 right there. Probably slightly less. There's always going to be some wiggle room. This is just an idea. This is like what I would be thinking about as I'm listing this stuff. You guys are just getting it live. All right, I'm going to go ahead and show that up close real quick. Here you go. War of the Eternals, World Breaker, right there. Shows the back. Just a little bit more information on it. The sides. Just talks about there's 19, was that packs? 24 packs, 19 cards in a pack, which is kind of crazy for a game. Normally they don't have 19. A little bit more information here on the left side. All right, next up, let's see what we have. This right here, kind of have no idea what this is. I mean, I've seen these boxes before. So this is Tomb of the Forgotten Aftermath. So we have the booster box. This is going to be like an epic collection. It's supposed to come with 6 packs, a playmat, a deck box, some dividers, one loot card, one visual spoiler, I think like a checklist, and then you have 6 foil hero cards. So this was kind of like their fat pack back in the day. I don't know if this is actually like complete or what it has in here. So let's go ahead and open it up. It looks like there is just 3 playmats right here. So that's going to be a different thing. So this box will still sell. So let's go ahead and look up the box real quick. Everything from like a lots or a collection can sell, even the storage stuff. A lot of people like to kind of glance over that stuff. I consider it when I'm buying stuff because like this is a cool storage box. Like it's going to hold a lot of cards from Magic the Gathering fan, World of Warcraft fan. You can use storage for literally anything, but this does house probably over 1,000 cards. So WoW TCG, Tomb of the Forgotten. This is what I'm looking. Tomb of the Forgotten, Aftermath, and then it's going to be Epic Collection. So I'm gonna, obviously I don't have it sealed. I'm gonna just see by typing that in if I can see like the actual box. I could put like box only, so I see like the whole thing. Someone, let's see, it was for active. There's a pre-owned for 75 right there. I don't know if it's like complete or something. I haven't looked into it. I see a bunch of cards from it, so it's probably like all those promo cards or from the sets. Just like the set will have Tomb of the Forgotten Aftermath. Let's go with Epic Collection. Box only. Let's do box only. Let's see if that comes up. If it doesn't, so like I still see that same listing for 75. Now it's thinking I'm saying booster box. So kind of struggling. Oh, I see someone selling a different set of just the box for 23 plus 11 shipping. And that makes sense. I would probably sell this for like, yeah, I would probably start it at like 40 bucks and turn in offers and be very accepting of offers that come in. So that's probably where I'm going to put it. But because I see, let me check real quick. I'm all over the place. Let me check for solds right here to see if there's any solds. It looks like someone sold one of these collector's edition for 33 plus 23 shipping, but it doesn't look like it's the same one. And I would have to click on the listing and see what was or wasn't included. And then I see a different WoW TCG one that sold for 200 as brand new, different sets. It all matters because there's different stuff in all these. So I'm going to put $23 because that was like, I saw a different set open. I would be starting this at 40, but I'll probably get less than that. Never know. Sometimes I list stuff and get the full price. Remember that we're just talking about the box only, not the playmats. We'll get to those in a second. So Tomb of the Forgotten Aftermath. I like these names here. I like the World Breaker one. That was a little bit more dramatic. Box only, collector's edition, not booster box. Box only for $23 right there. I'm going to show you this up close, and then I'm going to show you the playmats, and we're going to go back and forth between the playmat, looking it up, show you guys, look it up. All right, let's do that. So here's the storage box. Like I said, probably like 1,000 cards or something. Epic Collection. Really good quality. Right here is what was supposed to be in it, but then we just ended up having 3 playmats right there. People do like playmats. So let's go ahead, and that's just the box right there. Let's go towards the playmats, and then we'll look it up. All right, let's see if this comes out nicely. This one is going to be, looks like Scourge War right here. Ice Crown. This is probably either the set. Let me actually zoom this out a little bit. Yeah, that playmat. So yeah, I'm going to look up this one right here. Lich King's on it. back of the mat's still fine. You gotta look for like condition. So, all right, let's go ahead and look up this one up. All right, let's go ahead. Let's put this one over here just as a reminder. I could probably use the image search if I want. I'm just gonna type it in first to see if it comes up. WoW TCG, Scourge War, Icecrown, Playmats. So that's probably what let me put in. So right there. Let's see, Scourge War, Icecrown, Playmats. See if I get anything that comes up. I do see one that comes up, so it looks like for this one, there's 34 of them sold at $10 plus $8 for shipping. So that's probably the price right there. That's just like active, just because there's so many sold. Nothing crazy, but when you get collections, all of this stuff matters. You don't want to like throw this away. You can either use it for your own card games. Yeah, I see someone sold one for $5, $10, $10. There's some other playmats that are not this one. So yeah, some of these can go for more. They are playmats. They're kind of like the more expensive ones are probably the more rare ones, the more sought after characters or artists, or maybe like, you know, a rare convention promo or giveaway where someone had to win a tournament. That's usually where the playmats are more expensive. So yeah, this one's just, I'm going to put it down for $10. So we're going to go ahead and put Scourge War, Icecrown playmats. And then there was two more in that box we'll get to in just a second. Icecrown, playmats. I could also put these together if I want. I'm not going to. I'm going to do it separate. You could put a bunch of playmats together. If you want to make a lot of it, sure. Like, so I'm sure someone would like to get a bunch of them as well. All right, let's go to the next one. All right, the next one is going to be this one, the War of the Eternals World Breaker map. It looks like it's from 2011 here, so let's go ahead and look up this one. It's Ragnaros, and I actually don't remember that character. It's been a long time. All right, let's go ahead and bring it over here. It's going to be WoW TCG. Where is it? War of the Eternals. Give me a second. War of the Eternals. Was it World Breakers? World Breakers playmats. I'm gonna expect $10, just like the other one, but you never know. This doesn't look like it says World Championship or anything. I see someone for 17 free shipping. I see one for $6.50 plus 11 shipping. I don't think this should be 11 for shipping, but I could be wrong. There's another one for $10 plus shipping. These are actives. It looks like there's only 3 actives right now. There's not someone that has a replenishable. Remember, the other person had like 34 of them, so kind of have to go off of that price. And then for sold 17 free shipping, it probably is like $7 to ship. So this is probably 10. Someone did 10 free shipping. We do calculate it. It looks like, yeah, there's just like those 2 prices. So I'm going to put 10 because there was the first one. Most recent was 17 free shipping. So same thing, $10, but there's also less active. If I wanted to like hold on to it for a little bit more and get a little bit more, I could, which I have in the past. And sometimes it does happen. Like I said, there's not someone with a replenishable. War of the Eternals right here. Like I said, you can also lot these up. World Breakers. I need to write this down because I'm going to go through this at the end as a recap. Playmats, $10. All right, last playmat. Last one here is Tomb of the Forgotten Aftermath. But as you can tell, this person rolled this up a lot more, so I can tell that this one was actually more used. You do have to mention that it's not a big deal for most people, but this would be considered like lightly played, a little bit of dust and stuff from being used. That's kind of natural, but yeah, this little like curling on the edges, not a big deal, but I will definitely mention it. This one also feels like a thinner playmat. Not that that matters. They just must have used a thinner material for this particular playmat. But let's go ahead and look it up. All right, let's go ahead and look this up. I'm expecting to have the same thing as the other playmats, maybe $10. Maybe I have to do a little bit less because of the wear that I was talking about, or at least mentioned it. WoW TCG, Tomb of the Forgotten, Let's see, Aftermath, playmats. Let's see what comes up. Oh, so has someone put rare? So I see for actives, we have $20 plus shipping, 20 free shipping, 13 plus $20 shipping. They must have done the weight wrong. I'm assuming, or they're far away from me. That's a lot for shipping. We got shipping is expensive though. 20 free shipping. Then we have 22 free shipping. So let's see the actual sold. So this does seem to be like slightly higher priced. I know a lot of these people are doing free shipping, but it's probably like $6 to $8. So this is a little bit more than $10 for solds. I don't see any solds. Doesn't bother me. I also like a lot of single cards I'm scrolling through a bunch of single cards because it has the set name, which is Tomb of the Forgotten Aftermath. So sometimes looking up this stuff, there is probably somewhere on like the websites, I don't know if it's still working, but there is going to be like an official name for this playmat. But usually eBay, like people don't do that. They're just going to do like this in playmat because someone's not going to like probably know the official name. I know that's super weird. You want to be more descriptive. If I could find it, I would probably put it on. But yeah, I don't see it coming up. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put like 14 or so for this one, just because it seems to be selling for a little bit more. If someone wanted me to put it for 10, that would be fine. It's not a big deal. These are just like extra things from the collection. Like I said, everything adds up. Let's see. This is Tomb of the Forgotten Aftermath. Tomb of the Forgotten. Sorry, right there. Forgotten Aftermath. Playmat, and then I'm gonna put for $14 right there. It just seems to be selling for a little bit more, and there's really not that many actives, or at least like there's no solds, but like there's only a couple active, like it was like 5 or so, and then some of them had like wonky shipping prices. Ours is going to be accurate. I'm going to have the box dimension that we're shipping in and the exact weight, and then also we're going to do eBay international shipping. I know there's other people across the globe that love World of Warcraft, the art style and the game itself. And this, even people could even use, a lot of people use play mats as mouse pads. All right, let's get to the next item. All right, so the next one is a raid deck that I've never seen before. This is going to be Black Temple. Looks like, is there a little rip here? Oh, no, I have actually seen this one. This is the last one I remember. So the Black Temple raid deck, it looks to be sealed. It had a lot of like price stickers probably from previous game stores. But yeah, this one's going to be pretty cool. So a lot of people like this particular raid. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and take a look at this one, and then I will show you guys it up close. So WoW TCG, Black Temple raid deck. Let's go ahead. Like I said, this is the last one I remember. The other few that I got, like the Caverns of Time, and I forgot what the other one was that we went through. Like, I can't see it right now, but I never knew those ones existed. Black Temple raid deck. It is sealed. Maybe because I've seen this one before, maybe it's not as much. So I see an active person from Germany, 105 plus shipping. I see 160 free shipping right there for active. So it's looking to be pretty good. This is also has the treasure pack, and then also a whole cooperative raid you guys can, you and a buddy can go through, or multiple buddies. So let's go ahead and look at solds right here. Looks like we got $100 plus shipping sold. Someone did 50 free shipping. It was open, so I don't know if it has the treasure pack. 95 plus shipping right there for brand new. Then someone did auction for 76 plus shipping brand new, and then someone else, the same person did an auction, got 102. They did them back to back. They probably should have waited. They got 102 plus. I guess it doesn't matter if they got the money. It's whatever. It seems like actually most of them sell for like 100, like within that frame. So I'm gonna go ahead and put Black Temple. This is more sealed stuff than I thought was in here. Like I said, I didn't dig too deep. Black Temple raid deck, $100. So we got that right there. And I'm gonna show you guys this up close. Here you go. Sorry, there's a lot of reflection. This seal isn't as good as their other seals. Their raid decks have like this like really thin film, so I have to be careful with it. So it comes out like a little book in a bookcase right there, kind of like those old school board games. This is all the information of like what's included right there, all of the stuff. And like I said, there is a 12 card treasure pack for this one. A little bit more information on the bottom. But yeah, this is going to be the Black Temple raid deck. Sorry for the reflection. All right, next up, I'm not too sure what this is. Let me pull it out. I think it's like the starter decks, but like a full display, which is pretty cool. This is probably going to be harder to right here. It's there's like stuff spilling out. Let me make sure that doesn't completely drop. We have some oversized cards for the heroes. These usually don't sell for too much. I'll look them up just in case, but like these come in all of the starter decks, so like they're a cool thing. But like I said, I'll look them up to make sure. I usually just like lot these together for like a low amount as like a small little lot. So it looks like we have a bunch of starter decks. It looks like there is Tauren Shaman, Undead, Death Knight, Orc Warrior, Blood Elf Warlock, Goblin Rogue for Horde, and then for the Alliance we have Human Paladin, Night Elf Druid, Draenei Priest, Worgen Hunter, and then no Mage. I'm gonna go ahead. I don't know if these are sealed, so it's gonna be kind of harder to price out. So it basically is going to be a full-fledged starter deck. It does look like they're open, so like maybe someone opened. I'm going to check all of them, but yeah, let me see. There's just a bunch of cards right here. I'm going to make sure that these deck, I'm probably just going to sell them as the deck, as like an open deck. So yeah, I'm just making sure that they have everything. You got like your equipment and stuff. On the back of it, it says it's supposed to be a 61 card deck right there. I'm going to like double check later on when I'm listing to make sure that like it comes. Sometimes like decks will say this one says like you get a randomly crafted card, so I have to make sure that there's a crafted card in there. So these are full-fledged decks. It does look like they are all open. I don't remember starter decks being in a box like this. I remember them being in like a bigger, like a little box, like a container, almost like a book that opened up and it had a slot, and it was really nice. Honestly, probably too good of a quality for like a starter deck thing. So I'm gonna take a peek right here to see if any of these are sealed. Looks like in this one right here we have like a little card that's sealed. So I'm gonna have to double check what's missing from these decks. Like I said, this is going to be harder because they aren't really sealed to figure out a price. It probably depends on like what cards were actually in these decks, but this will be fun for someone to open up. I'm going to take a picture of every card in the deck so they know what they're getting. I'm not going to try to hide it. I'm not going to do like random anything. I want people to know what they're getting. I want them to, and I'll sell all of the cards with the deck right there. Oh, this one looks like someone like sleeved it. So this is important. I know it's super random and it's like getting into the weeds of stuff, but I will probably unsleeve the deck and then probably sell the sleeves as is right here, figure out what brand they are. These are actually good. They're okay. They're like Ultra Pro. They're like classic kind right here. So it looks like someone sleeved up their deck right here. So I could also sell this deck as sleeved if I want, or I can, remove them. Sleeves, these look like they're still good. They can still be used. I can, sell a pack like the 60 sleeves for like $3 to $5. It depends on like how deep I want to get. Oh, another deck right here that's sleeved. I like to do sleeves in counts of 100. It looks like it was the same color and brand, Ultra Pro, right there. Sleeve deck. I'll think about it when I'm listing. I have to think like, would someone want a sleeve deck or to sleeve it themselves? And I do know people will buy sleeves separately, so I'll think about that. So it does look like all of these are open. Third deck, sleeved with the black sleeves. I do 100 for Magic the Gathering Commander. It looks like this deck right here has a loot card. This is El Polo Grande right here. I'll look it up before I list this stack. So it looks like some of these starters are not complete, as in they were supposed to have like either a crafted card or a random or a loot card. That one deck had a loot card, another deck had the craft card, and the other ones did not. I will still list these as the decks. All right, so let's go ahead and look up. This is a harder thing to look up. I know I rambled more about this one. I know less about this one because I've seen like starter decks in a different format. You guys are just getting like what I'm thinking about this. This would be in my head if I wasn't recording. So WoW TCG class starter decks. Starter decks. What like set is this? I don't know what set this is. Display. Starter decks display. I don't know why I'm struggling to find the set. I'm just like reading here. Nothing on the bottom. Is there anything on the bottom? I want stuff to spill out. It's from 2011. No, I think I'm just going to type in display. Starter decks display. Because this is like would be displayed at like a shop. So let's see what comes up. Let's see if I can find it. Nothing's coming up. So my keyword, like my search was not good. I'm seeing a couple of those like bookcase starter decks that I imagine. I have 2 of them. Like I have 2. They're not too expensive. They're like, yeah, like 10 to 20 bucks. I see other people are selling them. I saw one of my listings for one of my starter decks. I'm going to check solds just to see if there's any in solds. Like I said, I haven't seen this before. Oh, no. Oh, I see sealed ones. People are selling sealed of these individual decks for $35. Remember, the class and then the race will change the price on it. So yeah, a lot of people have sold these for like $35, but they will be these boxes in here actually sealed. So these ones are not sealed right there. Let me do the picture search. I'm going to go ahead and do the picture search on this. I haven't needed to use it yet, but I do like that feature. Let's see. No, it did not work too well. That one, there's someone that's trying to sell one of the individual decks for 100. It might, yeah. So it's like a sealed one of the priest. I'm not sure why. There's someone trying to sell a warlock one for 140. I'm gonna have to like dig more into these later on. This is almost like in camp. I don't think it's gonna be as much as I'm seeing for the sealed ones. I'm gonna at least put. I would be surprised if I can't get at least $10 per deck. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. So I'm going to go ahead. We're going to do two things. So I'm putting this down for 100. I'm going to show you some of these decks up close, and then I'm going to show you the loot card up close, and then we're going to look up the loot card because that's probably going to be separate. So let's go ahead and put class starter decks right here, class starter decks. It could be more. They're not sealed. It was hard. It's like when there's not that much up there, I'll have to like really dig deep into it. So $100 for that. And then I'm going to show you guys them real quick. Here's the giant box here. It's a big box. We're going to go ahead and pull some of these out. So this is what I was looking at. This is going to be like what's supposed to be on the back. So I'm going to go through that and I'm going to make sure that that's going to be proper. These will have randomized stuff in them. So right here, this is like how the box looks like. And then when I was opening them up, you can see that there's cards in there, right? This is the deck. I can see the Kumo of Thunder Bluff. That guy was supposed to be in there. And then there's going to be a bunch of the cards. Let's go ahead. They are going to have, some of them are like a little curvy. That's just how some of these cards get from humidity. This is just going to be like the quests. And then, like I said, I would make sure that this is a full-fledged deck that's supposed to have random stuff. I can look up like the rares if I want. I could really break these down if I want. I'm not going to. But then let's go ahead and show you one of this. There was like that crafting card. I think this one had a crafting card in it. I've sold the crafting cards before. They used to be things you can turn into the website. This looks like it's just a token, actually. Oops, as I drop it. Doesn't look like there's a crafting card. So just some kind of token. I'll still look it up later on. Tokens are just basically another card that's represented in the card game. So let's say if a creature says it gets to spawn a token, instead of imagining it, players get to have a physical object to show that it's there. And then we had, where was the loot card? I think it was this Night Elf Druid deck right there. So we're going to go ahead and look up this little chicken, El Polo Grande right here. That's where you scratch off, you get a code, and you get something in the game. Let's go ahead and look it up. All right, let's go WoW TCG. And then El Polo Grande loot card. These are called loot cards. You have to also make sure that they are like not scratched off. Wait, no. Is that really? No, I don't I don't believe the numbers I'm looking at. So I see one for 3,000 in Germany. I see one for 2,700 on bid. I don't think I would be. I've never gotten an item above like $500 on eBay before. So I'm not gonna count my chickens before the eggs are hatched. There is another loot card for. Is this? I'm gonna click on this one. Someone has it for $200. Oh, but it's already used. Let's go to solds. Let's see. Sold is okay. Wait. Let me see. Unscratched. I see. Like scratched is $100. Oh my god. I like actually don't know if I like. Woo. Hold on. I see is sold for $2,500, and I see is sold for $1,800. Give me a second. Oh my god. Oh. Oh. Whew. Like I wouldn't even believe it until it's out. Like I'll have to actually. I'm gonna go into the World of Warcraft like Reddit later on and to like make sure that this is like why this. I know some of these loot cards could be expensive, but that's nuts. Yeah, I'm not sure. Oh, you know what? This might be a mount that someone can get, and people collect mounts in World of Warcraft. So that's crazy. I'm gonna put. Yeah, I'm gonna put the. I'm not even gonna count this at the end, but we'll see later. I won't believe this until I actually sell this. So I'll put this down for 1,800. I'm looking at some solds though right here. Looks like July 20th was 1,800 of this year, and then August was 2,500. So I'm gonna put the 1,800. So we got El Polo. Grande card. I won't believe it until the money's in my bank account type of thing. I've never, our high sales have been like 400, 500 for stuff, and we had like a couple of them. That's been our max. So, all right, I'm going to put that down right there. Woo! On to the next thing. All right, I'm still in shock from the last one. All right, let's move along. We have this 400 count storage box, which I will use actually for storing stuff. I have no idea what's in here, so I'm going to take a look. This is probably like the person's loose singles. There could be good stuff in here. Oh, I actually think I know what these are. These are going to be super cool. I'm actually going to pull you guys up with me real quick as I go through these. All right, let's see what we have here. Let's keep them facing. Normally people have collections, they'll like face cards for a certain way. Let's see what these are. This just looks like it's hunter stuff, so maybe a deck. So nah, this doesn't look too exciting. I thought I saw something else, but we'll go to the rest of it. It looks like these are like 2 starter decks or something. So just basic cards right here. And then it looks like we have a bunch of heroes, which could be cool. I can lot these up. I'll look them up right there. Oh, these are Ice Crown heroes, so I'm not sure if these are from the raid deck. So I don't, or whatever the, oh, that's the Ice Crown set. So usually heroes aren't worth too much, but like I said, I will look them up later on. Or I'll like lot up a bunch. Or like I said, when I make lots, I'll put like all Paladin cards together. I'll make like all like Alliance or Horde Warlock cards together and just make lots so people can build decks from there. And these are the things I hope they are what I think that they are right here. Yeah, these are pretty cool because I've sold these before. Well, actually, some of these are going to be good. So the crafting cards right here, you can't turn them in anymore, but I think people like to like maybe role play or something in real life with the game, and they like to maybe craft their items because there's like the raid deck. So I do pretty well with selling these. So I usually lot these up. You can also sell them individually. So yeah, these are pretty cool, these crafting cards. It used to be a thing where you can like go to the website and I think like turn them in and get cards. So it's super cool interactive thing that the company did. It looks like there's a couple more commons here. I'm going to go ahead and set those aside. I'm not too sure. I've never seen this particular, what is this? Oh, there you go, another crafting card. So the crafting cards were what I saw originally, so I thought it was a whole box of them. These are going to be the most exciting. So yeah, I'll look up to see if these are individual or not. Let's see if we can go through a couple real quick right now. All right, let's look up a couple of these. WoW TCG. Let's see. Arcane Dust. That's kind of a classic thing for enchanting in the game. So Arcane Dust. I'm going to type in craft card. Craft card. Let's see what comes up. Let's see if other people put these in lots or not. Oh yeah, so someone's trying to sell these for $5 a piece. There's a couple of listings. There's not too many of these ones. These particular crafting cards were probably from later sets because I can tell because I haven't seen these particular crafting cards. So I only see the 2 listings. So let's go ahead and go to sold. I'll still be undecided if I want to do singles or if I want to make some of these lots. I see a different prismatic shard, which I don't have, but it's $5. There's a set of 6 crafting cards that someone sold for 30. So they had the idea of what I was thinking of doing, like crafting cards. There was someone that did like a lot, like a small lot for $20. There's another 6 of different types for 30. So it seems like about $5 a pop. There's one of the leathers that we have in this one for $5. So it seems about $5 each. Let's see. Let's add up all these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It might take time for these to sell. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. So 150, 155 right here for the craft cards. Remember when I opened up the box, I was excited for those because I have sold like little lots. So let's go ahead and I have to go to the new page. So craft cards, 155. It will be a slower seller, but they will sell. People are buying them occasionally, and they are cool because like they're more rare. You get like maybe one in a booster pack, and then like I said, people would like to. It's kind of like role playing in the game where they're gonna probably play like raids with their friends and have them get loot and like the craft up, and they'll have like little craft sheets, I'm assuming. So yeah, a lot of people play different versions of card games, especially for dead card games. They're kind of like, it's people who just want to play the game the way that they want. They're not going to tournaments. I'm sure someone somewhere, some groups are still doing tournaments, but yeah, that's what these ones are cool for. All right, we're almost done here. We have this right here. This is going to be one of these Epic Collection boxes. This is Scourge War. Let's go ahead and move everything aside right here. We got this. It's supposed to have, I don't want to like jiggle stuff too much, 6 booster packs, a playmat, a deck box, a pack of dividers, a loot card, a set guide, and 5 foil heroes. This might just be, it sounds like I unfortunately heard card shift around, so I have to be careful. The set Scourge War Ice Crown. We had the playmats. That makes sense. I think the person had 3 of these collection boxes, and we had the 3 playmats. So it looks like there's just a bunch of cards right here. They're organized with the dividers. Oh, I see a loot card. Oh, I see a couple of loot cards. 2 of them. I thought if this whole row was loot cards, that was going to be amazing. I mean, we're already super lucky right now. I'm going to go ahead and pull this up with you guys so you can look at it with me, and then we'll maybe look up one of the loot cards. All right, so it looks like we have the dividers. I could sell them separately. They're kind of like bad. They're like vents. I'm not too sure. So this looks like the person put all of their alliance cards right here. So we got the paint bombs right here, these loot cards. They're probably not too expensive, but we're going to set them aside. Let's go ahead and just glance through these. I'm looking at, down here at the bottom left corner, it shows like the different rarities. Black is like common, green is uncommon, blue is rare, purple is epic, and then the orange are the legendary. I think the orange are essentially the loot cards. So I'll look through all these more later. I'm just taking a glance to see if we can find anything else. All right, so that's that. We pulled out the loot cards. It does look like this is all from the particular sets right here. Now this is going to be their horde cards or horde allies right here. Allies are going to be like the little creatures you summon with health and attack. And then these are the horde. Well, I guess it's not the horde ones. They put the alliance ones. Oh, I was misreading the dividers. They did it differently. So the first stuff looks like Death Knight or unorganized. These are alliance allies right here. I'm just seeing if anything crazy pops out at me. Nothing there. Looks like the 2 loot cards are up front. These are going to be horde allies right here. Top right is the horde. Let's see if there's anything that like stick. Obviously, I'll look through all of this later on with a keener eye. And now these are going to be the quests right here. That looks like it's either a rare or epic one, so I'll look it up individually. These are kind of like your lands in the game. You play 1 per turn. You can turn them sideways to use abilities and to summon cards, and then you can spend the resources here to complete the quest. You still get the quest. You flip it face down, but you still get to use it as like a resource. So they're really cool. It's like a really cool system. I think they turned the video game into a card game fairly well. Nothing stood out to me. I'm not an expert on these. These are going to be equipment cards. I thought the equipment were cool. It tells you what class you can use these with up here in the top right. So you have to be that class to equip them. And like you can only have, so many one-hand weapons or so many like armors and stuff like that. So many trinkets. It says you can have 2 trinkets right here. So looks like there's a lot of like rares and uncommons. I don't think any of the armor or equipment can be common. I don't see any right here that are common. But yeah. I also usually these are the things I check. Sometimes those can be pretty cool. People like to get the gear that matches the game, if that makes sense. And then this is just, what is it? They marked it as neutral cards. I guess they're heroes. Heroes look cool, but I don't think they're worth that much money. But I always look them up, but there's so many heroes. Those are just what like people use to play the game. There's more neutral allies here. Don't see any more loot cards. I am going through them fairly quickly. All right, let's go ahead and look up the Paint Bomb. We have 2 of them. All right, let's look up WoW TCG Paint Bomb loot card. Right here, we have 2 of them. This is probably one of those cards or items in the game that is a consumable. So, like, probably once you use it, you use it. It could be wrong. Yeah, nothing too crazy. These ones looks like someone has it for $5, for $3. Someone has it unscratched for $1. Let's see, solds. Everything adds up though when you get like a big collection. It's like the fun part about getting it. Someone sold it for $2.50, $2.99 for another sold. So yeah, I think like essentially $2 for both of these. So it's $4 for the paint bombs. I'll mark it down just because I already looked up the other one. So paint bomb, $4. Like I said, we're getting into the weeds. We just happened to do that one. All right, so let's put this away, and we got one last thing. Let me make sure that these don't get damaged. All right, the last thing is going to be this. This is the War of the Eternals collection box right here. It's supposed to have like all the different cards. I don't want to shake stuff, but it's supposed to have the 6 booster packs, 1 playmat, 1 deck box, 1 pack of dividers, 1 loot card, 1 set guide, and 3 foil hero cards. So it seems heavier Let's go ahead and see what we got. Oh, we got packs. Oh, we got packs. That's actually super good. That is super good. I wasn't expecting that, so I'm gonna have to pull you guys up close to look at this with me at the same time. All right, it looks like we have a bunch of like the books from each of the collections. So maybe all of the little packs. So this is the checklist. People do like these. Like these are things that I'm not going to add up in the video, but these are things that people will buy. $2, $5, cool little collector books, rule books. People do like them. It looks like we have a. Let's go through like the not jank, but the. Were these from the booster packs? Oh, these are from the starter decks. I think these were supposed to be from the starter decks. Class starter deck quick start guide. I'll probably pair these up with the starter decks, or I can sell one, and then when it sells, I relist another one. Like I said, people do buy these things. Not too many people list them. It's not going to be like crazy money. Looks like we got, what are these? Have to be careful not to bend stuff. Be very careful. I'm not, oh, these are, what does this say? Dungeon decks? I'm not too sure what these, oh, wait. Dungeon treasure? Oh, these might be from, maybe they're from these, I'll have to look these up later. These are going to be hard dungeon decks. Another dungeon treasure deck right here. Yeah, this, you know what? These might be from the, oh, these are from the dungeon. These actually might be a good amount of money. I will have to look them up. Yeah, because these are all random. So this dungeon treasure deck says 52 out of 60. The dungeons are going to be kind of like the raids, but the smaller versions of the raids. These look like a bunch of the loot packs. And then it looks like, yeah, these are going to be super good. It almost, this is like extra gravy on the top. Lots of War of the Eternal booster packs right here. So I'm going to have to look them up individually. World Breaker, different art. Not too sure if that matters. That's just how card games are. You do list the different art and you show the pictures because some people care about that. We have a bunch of these token cards, more of these crafting fragments that I will look up. Maybe not for the video, but yeah, these are maybe from one of the box sets or something. Maybe the dungeons. Looks like we have another, the sandbox tiger right there. So we have another one. Woo! This was, I wasn't expecting this. I was expecting this to be a little bit more of like what the other two collection boxes were. And then we have the dividers. I could put this with one of the boxes, or it's so weird. These are actually not good dividers. They like bend in a bad way. We have more packs. The packs are gonna be good. We have another, this is, what does this one say? Tomb Loot? I'm not too sure what this Tomb Loot pack is from. Maybe from one of the raids, maybe from one of these collections. So yeah, we're gonna have to dig into all this. I thought we were almost done filming. So Tomb of the Forgotten's pack, Aftermath right there. This is going to be another paint bomb. Oh, this is open. This is open. Let's see what comes in this. Oh, it's like foil heroes. They are foil, which is different. There are foil cards. We haven't seen too many. These were probably, I'm assuming, oh, this came, it said Ice Crown loot, so having trouble putting it back into it's like generic wrapper. Like I said, I have to be careful there. These are War of the Eternals. I'll put those up over there. War of the Eternals. This is a big deal. This is really like I said, gravy on top of everything so far, even excluding the loot card, which I won't believe until they actually sell. So yeah, these are cool crafting. This is a cool box. This is like starter sets, rule book. Everything matters. Everything counts. More of these tokens. It's cool because the craft cards right here also have like a relevance token. This is going to be, this says, I can't read that, elements loots right there, so I'll look it up. Landros Lichling? I don't even know. All right. Maybe there's a promo card here. It says there's, oh, this is just a craft. It says collect 24 of them. Oh yeah, they don't have the website anymore, so that's how it explains how those used to work. War of the Eternals right here. Basically a booster box. Isn't like a booster box for this 24. Tomb of the Forgotten, there's not that many. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and look up a lot of this stuff. All right, more packets. That was super cool. All right, we're not gonna look up everything, but we're gonna look up some stuff. So let's go with the Tomb of the Forgotten Aftermath booster packs, and because like those are pretty easy to look up and sell. Let's see, WoW TCG, Tomb of the Forgotten, Aftermath, Tomb of the Forgotten, Aftermath, booster pack. Let's see, booster pack right here. Let's see what we got. It looks like for actives, people are trying to sell like different. There's like blister ones where they come with like the little packaging that would be on like, the retail stores that they would hang up. And then someone's trying to sell like 5 for 25. But I don't know if that's the exact same thing. Let's go ahead and see solds here. They are trying to do like kind of like lots of these. I think I might want to do them individually. So it looks like someone sold 3. Tomb of the Forgotten. Let me but that's not Aftermath, is it? Let me click on it. That is Aftermath. So yeah, it looks like $10 each almost. But then there was 6 that sold for 25. Then there was a bunch for 130, but I don't know 36 of them. 36 is that? No, I don't know if that's true. It's hard. Some of these listings I have to like dig deep into. 5 for 25, 5 for 40. So it's like, oh, but free shipping. They're like between like $5 to $8, but I feel like I can get probably more around the. Oh, someone is selling an individual pack for $10. $10 is, and or it's sold for $10 for an individual one. But yeah, I'll go ahead and play it safe. I'll go ahead and do like, yeah, I did see some of them sell 3 for 30. Yeah, I'll do $10. I'm gonna like hold off a little bit more on these, as in like even if someone has some cheaper, I'll wait till mine sell. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 of them. So it's $70 right there. I might take an offer if someone does like a good offer. That's probably what's going to happen. Tomb of the Forgotten. That is my starting price, and that's what I'm thinking. Tomb of the Forgotten. Aftermath. Let's see, Aftermath. I'm going to do a recap at the end of all this booster packs. All right, got that down. So let's move on to War of the Eternals right here. We got a lot more of these packs. There are different arts, which does matter a little bit. Yeah, I know like Pokemon and stuff, it matters. So like, I'm not going to get into the weeds of the different arts for this game because it's a dead card game. So I will, obviously, when I list like how many packs I have of these, I'll probably do quantity. I'll do different quantities for the different arts and mention that they're going to get the art that they're purchasing. Some people just do random. They'll be like, oh, I have 50 of these. You're going to get a random art. I want people to know what they're getting. If it matters for the person, it probably doesn't. I still want to think about it. WoW TCG, War of the Eternals, World Breaker, World Breaker booster pack right here. Let's see. It looks like a different one. Oh, that's just World Breaker, the base sets. Oh, that looks like it'd be a lot. $50 for 5. That's active. Let's see. Someone's selling those are different. War of the Eternals. Is that just the base set right here? Someone I think has it for 15. No, that's also World Breaker for 15. They have, sorry, a lot of different packs are coming up when I like type it in. 5 for 40. No, that's Tomb of the Forgotten. There's another one for $12, but they have like 8 shipping for a pack. That's interesting. There's a $20 free shipping. Let's go ahead and look at solds. So let's go all the way to solds. Kind of harder to figure out where these ones land. Let's see. War of the Drums. That's not that. Blood of the Gladiators. Don't have that. It's kind of hard finding the sold here. Tomb of the Aftermath. A lot of the Tomb of the Aftermath sold, which we do have some of them. It looks like they did sell for $8 a piece and not 10. I know I wrote down 10. We have, really, none of these sold. That'd be weird if none of them sold. It does have like a long name, so maybe like the eBay algorithms like picking up weird stuff. None so far. Wait. War of Elements. 8 packs for with one type of art for 60. So that's like what, 7, like 50-ish each for them, kind of 7-ish, a little bit more than 7. So yeah, I'll put down $7 for each of these. Sure, I'll go for that. I only saw one sold. I could probably look at more actives if there's less of them, and then go from there. I'll probably list them higher, but let's go with 7. We went a little bit higher for the last one. We'll go a little bit lower for this one. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. So 140, 182. So it's going to be 182. I think I did the math right. If not, it's okay. I'm just trying to pretend to be cool and do it quick. War of the Eternals. because I'm almost at the end of the video. World Breaker, booster pack. I'm just like scribbling at this point. This is just for myself when I recap it. All right, got that, and now we're gonna look up just these, but there was other stuff like, I don't know, like little rule books. We're not gonna go super in the weeds, but that is stuff I am going to sell. There's also the 2 empty boxes, which I forgot to go into. I'm just gonna scratch that for now. Let's go ahead and look this up. This first thing is Elements Loot. So I'm not too sure what this one's from. Wow, TCG. Let's just see if anything comes up. Elements Loot. Oh, this is open. Oh, that's annoying. I'll have to look up the. Oh, it looks like someone's selling the Lich itself for like $20. Oh, this one's open. It does have some foil heroes. There is the main card's this loot card. I see someone selling it for $19 plus like 4 shipping, so like it's 20-ish. Let's see. Yeah, another person has it for 20 free shipping, 18, 20. So it seems to be like 20 for that one. That must have been like a guaranteed in something. It must have been like you get this card somewhere, but it's still a cool one because it's a pet that I think people like. I see one sold for 13, for 12, for 15, and for 18. So yeah, I'm probably gonna get more around 15 for that. We'll do that because I saw at least a 15. So Landos, or we'll just put Elements Loots because that's what the little symbols on the bottom are. Elements Loot for 15. Right there. We got the Paint Bomb. Oh, this one. Oh, these are open. I thought these were not open. The Paint Bomb wasn't it like $4 or $2? The rest is just like foil heroes. I'll look them up. If they're guaranteed to be in every like a little collector box or whatever they came in, they're not going to be worth that much. They'll just go into a lot of something else of all foils or with their class like Paladin. All right, so the Paint Bomb that we did earlier was $4. I believe it was either $2 each. I'm just going to go with 2. So now there's $6 for the 3. I thought we had another one. I did not make a good note. Next thing is the Sand Scarab right here on the bottom. It says Tomb Loots right there. More just like foil cards, like mostly just, I think all heroes, and then there's like a token card at the end. So let's go ahead and look up the Sand Scarab. Wow, TCG Sand Scarab. Right here. Active is $10, $9, $10, various plus shipping, free shipping. $9. Let's see, solds. So we're gonna go to solds now to see where we're at there. We end up getting $10 free shipping. Shipping's what, like $1 with the standard envelope. $10 free shipping, $10 free shipping. Someone did 9 plus 11 shipping from Italy. So that's essentially a $9 card. Sand Scarab. Some of these other ones might be better. Scarab Loot card is going to be $9. All right, this, I don't know what this is. This has Dungeon Decks. Oh, Scarlet Monastery. Like, I don't know if this is loot cards. I'm just going to type this in to see what it is. Wow, TCG. Scarlet Monastery. Monastery. I'm almost done, Aneta. Almost done. We're on the final stretch. Is this like a treasure pack? I can't figure out what this is. I don't want to open it. That's the painful part. You know what? I'm going to look up like a video later on the Scarlet Monastery dungeon deck and see like what's supposed to be in this packet. I'm hoping someone has a unboxing. The other thing I can do is cards in a clear packet. You can like carefully, I just cut my nails. You can like slowly, don't damage the card. You can kind of like move cards, use your nail in one direction and the other nail in the other direction. You're looking to read the title of the card or maybe the collector number on the bottom. See, I got one. It says 42 out of 46. See how I'm like slowly, I'm being very careful. You have to be very careful. You don't want to damage cards. So yeah, it looks like cards 41 through 46 right there. Let me see if I can see the titles. I did it apparently better one way than the other way. Can I see the titles? I don't think I can. That's super frustrating. They look like yeah, I'm not too sure with this one. I can't figure this one out on the fly right here. Let me look up the WoW TCG Scarlet Monastery deck. Scarlet Monastery Dungeon. Yeah, we're going to look up the dungeon deck. See, there's like treasure packs. Someone trying to do like singles for them. Sorry, I'm struggling with this one. Oh, wait. Dead Mines. Someone has the whole Dead Mines thing. Dead Mines would be a different one, but it might help. I'm going to go on the Dead Mines listing because they have a packet on the listing that has like similar achievement cards on front. And then I'm going to deduce like what that is. Still struggling to figure out. No, I can't. Their picture is a little too blurry because of the reflectiveness. Wait. No. I'm going to look at like checklists later on. I'm going to have to call it the quits on this one right now. Next up is the Dungeon Treasure Pack right here. It just says the item Arced War Axe right here. So I'm going to have to see what dungeon deck this is. So yeah, these are going to be harder to figure out. I don't know if I'm going to do them on camera. It's going to be like digging deeper. Wild TCG Dungeon Treasure. Let's see. Arced War Axe. Arced War Axe. Let's see if that comes up. Someone has the single for $1 plus like 30 shipping for international. But I wonder if they say what set this is from. If I get what dungeon this is from, I'm going to look at their description. Let's see. They're just saying it's a stock photo. They're not saying what set this is from. Wait. Yeah, they're not saying what set this is from. Oh, that's sad. There are like checklist websites I can look at later to figure out where this is. You know what? I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to go to, where is this? I'm going to go to a website called CCG Trader. Right here, ccgtrader.com. Trader. If I can spell. Trader.com. And then I'm going to type in this card and it should come up. Wait. No, it's not working. I think I looked up the wrong thing. There we go. I looked up the wrong thing. I don't know what I did, but I'm going to go onto the feature for searching a card, and then I'm going to search up the name, Arced War Axe. Arced War Axe. And it should tell me where it's from. I almost forgot about this website. So this is from a dungeon deck. It's not telling me which one. That's so frustrating. Wait. It's still not telling me. Dungeon decks. Oh, that's so this is a dungeon deck treasure pack, which is a good thing to grab. Let's see. Yeah, this is I'm going to the main game to look at the dungeons. Let's see. I'm just looking at the whole main game. I want to figure this out. World Breaker. I'm looking at all the sets here. All the different blocks. They were called blocks earlier. Let's see. Oh, maybe the dungeon deck treasures are the just the same for all three. I thought they would be different. I thought like, so there's 3 dungeons. Yeah, so I guess maybe the dungeon treasure decks are just for the 3 different dungeons, they have the same set of 60 cards you can get. So I'll look that up later, but let's see. Dungeon deck treasure pack. So now I think I have it figured out. So dungeon deck treasure pack. Let's go back to eBay. WoW TCG dungeon deck treasure pack. And then we have, it looks like there is 1, 2, 3 right there. 3 treasure packs. I'm going to keep them sealed. But I don't see a price on them. Someone has a box of 24 for $480, which would be what, $24 a pack. But I feel like these might be worth more. Yeah, I'll have to treasure pack, 9 cards per box. It looks like there's actually like a booster pack for these, which I've never seen before. I've only seen them within the actual box themselves. So let me go to filter, maybe condition new. Condition new. There's only 5 new. So, oh wait. No, that's starter decks. No, come on, treasure packs. I can't figure this out. I am struggling for this one. I'll probably have to use like Reddit later for the WoW TCG Reddit to see like what these are. I just can't find them. All right, let's go to solds. Let's turn off. Yeah. So I'm looking for like the clear one, the clear pack right here. I can't find any solds. Yeah, the closest thing I can match it up to is like you can apparently buy one of these treasure packs, but they have like it's like a actual packaging around it, so I don't know if it's the same thing. It was 15 plus 30 shipping, so that's like 40 or so. Wait. No, I can't find this. Let's see if the picture works. The picture feature right here. I definitely don't want to open them up. I see someone selling all like the different singles for like each of the individual ones. They have like they have a lot of them. They're selling any individual card from like, let's see, $1 all the way up to like, let's see, there's some that are $5. There's a $60 one. It's like Van Cleef. There's a $25, a $10 one. So there's randomness in these. I'm not going to open them up. But yeah, if they're like, yeah, I don't know, at least minimum $1 something for the cards, and there's gonna be like rare ones within these right there. I'm gonna see if this one matches. All right, so it looks like the final conclusion for the dungeon packs. I'm gonna have to look them up later to see what they're worth. I'm not gonna put a value onto it. And then also these little like achievement card packs that come in the dungeon decks. It looks like I don't have the dungeon decks, but I'm not gonna add those. So we're going to go ahead and recap everything. So I spent, let's see, I spent $450, and then we have the Onyxia's Lair deck for $30, Tomb of the Forgotten Aftermath booster box for $250, Blood of the Gladiators bulk, I estimated $30, Caverns of Time raid deck $360, Battle of the, I think it was Agents, or my writing's bad, Battle of the Agents raid deck $200, War of the Eternals World Breakers booster box for $300. Tomb of the Forgotten Aftermath, that was the box, only $23. I'm assuming the other 2 boxes I can also get $23 and $23. We have the each of the play mats. 2 of them are $10 each, and then there's the $14 play mat. Then we have the Black Temple raid deck for $100. We have the class starter decks. I said at least I estimated I could at least get 10. I think I'll get more for that, so that's $100. Then we had the craft cards for $5 a piece, easily $155. The paint bomb cards, loot cards, $6. Tomb of the Forgotten. That was the, which one was the Tomb of the Forgotten? Oh, the packs at $70. The Aftermath. Sorry, that was that. Tomb of the Forgotten Aftermath booster packs for $70, or the Eternals booster packs for $182. We got the Elements loot card. It was like $15. We did the scratch, the sand. Which one was it? We got the Sans Scarab for $9, and then the thing that I'll believe when it happens, we got the crazy El Polo Grande card for $1,800. All right, so that is the total. I got super lucky. I was actually, before going to sleep last night, I was too tired to do this video and count up everything, but I was stressing out. I almost thought like I wasted $450. I didn't look up most of the stuff. I know a lot of this stuff can be worth a lot. I usually get like little singles and some rares, and I've sold some rares on the channel before, but I'm aware that some of the stuff is super rare. I have a couple of things that I've collected myself. I have, I think, the 3 dungeon decks, so I have them sealed. I just like to collect it. I have like I think I have Molten Core raid deck, a Nyxia Lair deck opened up, and I have some starter sets opened up. So I just know it's a cool thing that people collect. So, all right. super lucky. I got lucky with the auction. I do like to get collections at auctions. I have like 2 different strategies. I can bring like $300 and then get a bunch of little small things, and then, you know, it adds up to be a bigger total. This time I basically got like, I think I only got like 2 other things at the auction, not worth mentioning. It's not within the same realm here. The other stuff was like $2, $6, and $4 auction that I won, or items that I won. But yeah, this was 450. All right, different video. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Have a good one.